Being heard in Washington this week, the voices of children. For the first time, young people from all 50 states have come together to speak out about juvenile diabetes, a disease that affects millions and millions throughout the world. Yesterday, the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation Children's Congress, as it's called, assembled on the steps of the Capitol, and their foundation chairman, Mary Tyler Moore, along with Tony Bennett, Larry King, and Miss America, Nicole Johnson, herself a diabetic, led the children in singing for and about their lives. The performance there followed morning hearings with the youngsters testifying before Congress about living with diabetes and urging lawmakers to increase funding for research. So joining us this morning here in New York, three of the young people who were there. Now, Ryan Dinkgrave is here. He is 16 years old.
Yeah.
And Ryan was diagnosed with diabetes 6 years ago. Also joining us, Mollie and Jackie Singer. They are twins, but you probably already knew that by looking at them. They are 10 years old. Now, Mollie has diabetes. She's on camera left, and she was diagnosed when she was 4.5, and Jackie does not have it. But they work together on the problem, and it's good to have all of you here. Ryan, let me start with you, because I know those who testified yesterday talked about what it's like to live with this, how it's so much a part of everything you do in your daily routine. How does it affect you?
Well, for me, it's an everyday struggle. It's something you have to deal with every day, and everything you do. Have to plan ahead for your diabetes, and the kids that testified yesterday did a great job of describing what it's like for them.
When you say have to plan ahead and have to think about it, what do you mean specifically?
You really can't do much without worrying about what could happen if I had too much insulin, or if I can't get to food if I need it. You have to really consider every possible option, and there's a lot that can happen that can be very scary.
Now, you wear the insulin pump?
Yeah, I have the insulin pump here, which is relatively new. There's a lot of kids that are wearing them now, younger and younger, and it's new treatment for them.
Now, that's a cord that actually goes, and there's
right
something
there.
Sticking inside you, right?
Yeah, it's a Teflon catheter, actually, just about a centimeter long, no needles, and it's worked great for me.
Right.
I know that.
Now, Mollie, tell me how it affects your life. Is it with you all the time, something you're thinking about every minute?
I never forget about it because it's there, and that's why we need to find a cure.
Yeah. Now, do you have that pump for your insulin, or do you just get the shots all the time?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I tried the pump, and it wasn't absorbing, so I'm back to shots.
So it wasn't working for you. So you're on shots, and how many shots do you get?
4 to 6.
Every
day.
Every day. And that's, do you have to do some in school?
Yes.
When you're at school? And do you have to do all the other kids see this when you're doing it, or where do you go to do that?
I go in the back of the room, and all the kids in my class don't really think it's weird. They just see it.
And you sort of watch out for your sister all the time?
Yes, I do.
She's called you her guardian angel.
Yes.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You're watching over her all the time and making sure she's okay?
That means that sometimes at night when we're doing our homework, Mollie sometimes goes low at night, and if we're studying for tests, then we have to start all over again because Mollie won't remember anything that she studied.
Because she gets low on we have some of your testimony. You testified yesterday, right? Talked to the Congress? Let's take a look at what you said to the congressman.
Finding the cure for diabetes is all I think about every hour of every day. I try to be brave, but sometimes I get very sad and cry myself to sleep. I dream of what it would be like when I take my last shot of insulin and no longer have to poke my fingers.
Yeah. As Ryan said, you spoke very well for the group. How did the congressman respond? The senators?
They were all looking at me, and
did they seem sympathetic and understanding?
yeah.
And you're trying to get more money for research. Now, Ryan, you've had some seizures yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had 3 seizures from my blood sugar going too low in the morning.
And how dangerous is that? What happens?
Well, when your blood sugar goes too low, whether from too much insulin and or too little food, go into the seizure. And I know very little that I remember about when I've had them, but I've only heard what happened to me, and I know it's not a pretty sight at all. And they have to give you glucagon, which is the treatment for it. And
were those all instances before you started wearing the pump?
Yeah, it can happen with the pump. For me, the problem was the long-acting insulin, which I was taking with the injections.
You saved your sister's life one time, I heard. Is that right?
Yes.
What had happened to her?
Well, she was crying in her sleep, but I thought that she only had a bad dream. And I ran upstairs and told my mom, something's wrong with Mollie, she's crying in her sleep. And then we all ran back downstairs, and Mom held Mollie. And then I got juice and cheese and crackers, and my dad went in the kitchen to get the glucagon, and when he started to set it up, he broke the needle on the top.
Ooh.
And I had to go get another one, and I set it up for him, and then we drew the medicine inside of it, and she started to feel better, but then the paramedics came, and I told them Mollie's number, and they went in the room and checked her out, and then after that.
But I know sometimes the paramedics aren't quite sure what to do with diabetics, and that can be very hard and dangerous sometimes. Will you take care, Mollie? Nice job yesterday. Thanks for coming and being with us. And Jackie, thank you very much too. Ryan, all the best to you. Thank you for being here. Very well spoken. We'll be right back.